What sounds more like you? That was a great season. Overachieved, accomplished a lot, or fell short, third best team in their division? Not good enough. I think you can be reasoned and say both. You can say both. I just wonder which one sort of sits more with your brain today.
For me, it's more of the former, which is great season. And yes, the other part of it, and I mentioned it before, you have to get better. You are the third best team in your division, and you've got a lot of work to do, not only next year, but going forward with, George Kittle getting up there, coming off an injury, and Christian McCaffrey coming off a massive workload, and Trent Williams is getting older. So forget just this year. You have to start to look at the next 1, 2, 3 years and figure out how do you take this roster and turn it over. Because Brock Purdy's going to be making $53 million, and I believe in Brock, and so do you, and so do they. So that's going to be the mainstay. He's going to be a cornerstone of what you're trying to do. But all around him, you have to get a better offensive line. You have to get a better defensive line. You have a lot of areas where you need to upgrade because Seattle, they're young and they're good.
Better turn off that power plant next to Levi's, too.
That could be,
Flip the switch.
Yeah.
But turn it off.
Because that obviously is a big factor, right?
No question. I'm kidding. All right. We're about to go to the phones. But first, Dub Nation, let's get engaged. Before every game, we ask you to vote in our Engaging Dub Nation poll on 95.7 The Game's Twitter page. It's brought to you by Shane Co., your friend and jeweler, where you'll find the Bay Area's best selection of unique engagement rings and their unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com today. All right. Just kind of wondering who you'd like to see get more minutes for the Warriors going forward. And these are all guys that get varying levels of minutes. Did you see that Buddy Hield played basketball over the weekend?
Yep.
All right, so who do you want to see get more minutes going forward? DeAnthony Melton, Will Richard, Buddy Hield, or someone else? Let us know in the comments, especially if you vote
Kuminga.
No. Actually, I
that's somebody else.
I threw out a fourth name, and it was Pat Spencer. Because once upon a time, about a month ago, people were like, that mother jumper?
Yep.
So anyway, whoever. But if you vote for other, let us know who in the comments. Vote now on Twitter. We'll share the results later at the end of the show. Miami Heat in town. Dubs in a little back-to-back tonight and tomorrow.
Yep.
Miami tonight, Toronto tomorrow. National championship game gets started here in about 2 hours. That's everything going on.
A little bit of a palate cleanser after what happened on Saturday.
Totally.
The weekend is over. Now we have only 3 more pro football games. And I love the conference championship Sunday. It's a lot more fun when your team is playing. But, those games on Sunday, a little bit bittersweet, knowing that after those 2, you get a week off and then just one more game until August.
Well, especially if that conference championship game is your rival against your rival.
Right. Like, who do you...
Oh, yay.
Well,
where are the Cowboys? What are the Cowboys doing this weekend? Can they play too? Let's just have some fun.
Well, the other side is New England. Enough of you, New England. You don't need to have another one against Denver with a backup quarterback. Jared Stidham.
New England doesn't bother me. They've been totally turned over from, that's just uniforms, whatever.
I get it.
But New England is absolutely, if you're a Niner fan, to me, that's your team. That's your team the rest of the way. The New England Patriots.
Not Denver?
No, I don't want to see Jared Stidham play football in 3 weeks. What are we doing? Jared Stidham's going to beat either Seattle or the Rams?
He might.
I'll take Drake May. I like Drake May.
Yep.
I like Drake May a lot.
They're favored by 4.5 right now at Denver.
I think it opened at 4 and it went to 6.
Oh, really?
I think it did. I'll get you up to the minute.
Yeah, I'd have to check because I bet it earlier today and I think I got it at 4.5. So.
Did you really?
Yep.
Yeah. Shapiro sent out that it opened at 4 and then it went to 6. Maybe it's come back down and normalized a little bit. You're right. Yeah, 4.5.
Okay.
4.5, and the Seahawks are 2.5 on the Rams.
Down to 2.5.
2.5 is the spread right now. Seahawks over the Los Angeles Rams. Okay. Some of the things that they do need this offseason, some of them might come back in the form of injured players who might play next year. Might not.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know where Kittle's at. You know what I mean? Bosa, sure. The Aiyuk thing to me, whenever someone brings that up and they go, and that's on Aiyuk, I'm like, no, that's on the team. Like, Brandon Aiyuk gave the 49ers every warning sign that someone can give you. So this is a quick aside, but I'd love to say it. Did Brandon go sideways and give up on his team? Absolutely. Do you want to blame him for that? I blame the team. I blame the team. He gave you every single warning you could have asked for. When you wanted to negotiate with him, he went to TikTok. He gave you every single warning to the point where you were apparently moments away from trading him. And you didn't. And then you got what you got, man. That's on you.
It's on both of them, but yes,
well, sure.
I know what you're saying. But
you know what I'm saying.
He gave them every sign that, he was maybe not completely sold out to be a part of the 49ers and, going all the way back into negotiations. And then you gave him the deal and he had to rehab, and he rehabbed kind of, but he didn't. Going back to early parts of the year, he clearly wasn't doing what they had asked him to do, and they voided his contract way back in like October.
By the way, if you do trade him, who'd you get with that second rounder that you would have gotten?
Probably somebody.
And what did he do this year? I don't know.
Not a thing.
Maybe he would have picked off Sam Darnold.
Maybe he would have actually blocked somebody or rushed the passer.
You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
All of these things have a trickle down. But Brandon Aiyuk, if you want to be mad at Brandon Aiyuk, you're allowed to be mad at Brandon Aiyuk. I think the team had every clue that it needed to trade Brandon Aiyuk, and they didn't do it.
Well, organizationally, they've made a number of mistakes, and when you look at this situation against Seattle, and one of the big problems was depth. And I know depth is not as easy as just, we had a couple more draft picks and we got guys and they're good, and so now we have depth. But this team got to the end of the year and they had all the injuries that they had. And by the way, they always have a lot of injuries. So maybe you would start to build your roster in a way that you can sustain these injuries, because it's going to happen again and again and again. And I don't know if it's an electromagnetic field near your practice facility, but one thing that's been consistent, you've had a lot of guys get hurt on your team.
Can I dig into that a little bit, though? I've heard a lot of people talk about depth today, and I'm like, wait a minute, they just had all of these injuries and went 13-6. So somewhere in there, you have to actually give them credit for depth. I mean, he just brought up, we lost Tatum Bethune. When the year started, Tatum Bethune wasn't supposed to play.
Right.
He wasn't even supposed to play. So, and the idea that you should be so deep that you can handle a rash of injuries like this, I don't know an NFL team that can do that.
Not so deep.
And win it all. We're asking them to win it all. Without Warner, without Bosa, without Kittle, without. It's like, nobody can do that.
Of course not, but you can have, better players behind the players that you do have. And, you look at...
They found some people behind those people, didn't they?
I guess.
Big Tonjes, Tatum Bethune.
Jordan James, he finally actually got to touch the football.
He looked good.
Finally. All year long. And, Randy, I need to apologize to you and all the good people of the Oregon Ducks, because... the guy couldn't play all year, but now you go ahead and play him. Okay.
Well, garbage time of a playoff game. I'm not going to...
Whatever.
I don't know. Maybe he's really good. Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't think that was definitive of anything, though.
No, but that is maybe my greater point of, you're going to run CMC all year in that fashion. And, Guerendo, he could never play. And Jacob Cowing, you drafted him, and he doesn't get to play. And Watkins, he barely got to play. And now Jordan James, he didn't get to play. So you have depth, but you don't use it. Is it because they're not very good, or because you just want to run with the ones all the time?
Another one of those coaches who keeps playing veterans. Gosh darn it.
But at least the other guy wins titles.
Yeah, well, right.
Shanahan can't even win the West.
Again, 13-6.
It's great.
Yeah,
great year.
It's not like they went out there and looked like dummies for it or whatnot, but I hear you. It'd be great if the Niners went with all of these things that they need to do in the offseason. Who knows? Maybe some of the answers are already on the roster. I don't know. It'd be great. It'd be great if Jordan Watkins was one of those receivers who stepped in next year, and Jacob Cowing stepped in next year. And those are some answers. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're 2 years into Guerendo and Cowing, and neither one of them has really done anything.
Guerendo, I don't think Guerendo is much of a player.
And I don't think that you're wrong, but the greater point is you drafted Guerendo and Cowing, you drafted Jake Moody, and these guys have not helped you. So, you look at Seattle, and I don't want to fixate on their depth chart, but Umanwari is a rookie this year, and he is amazing. And you look up and down their roster, they've got a lot of first and second and third round guys from the past 3 years, and they all play, and they're all contributing, and they're good.
I'll say this. Look, I whenever a season ends, there's always a group of people that start talking about the job status of the coach and the GM. You're more than welcome to call us and do it. You're more than welcome to have that opinion. I think Dibs and I will probably tell you the same thing over and over again. You look around the league, a third of the jobs are open at the head coach position. 49ers will not have openings at the head coach and general manager position this offseason. Period.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have the opinion. Not happening.
And Buffalo does, and Buffalo did as of today, which was kind of stunning. But then you look at it and you go, maybe not that stunning. I mean, 9 years, they go to 8 playoffs, but they were never able to get over the hump. And, if that interception was ruled a catch, or if it was ruled another way and they win that game, is he still fired?
Of course not.
Right. So it all comes down to one play and one call that either you like or you don't like, and now you're fired?
I mean, that's kind of my answer to Jonathan is like, why is it always a tease? If you just take a moment, and it sucks because it's emotional, all that, but you look around the league, that's normally how it works. Like, look at the good teams through the league. What organizations do you respect? You respect Baltimore?
Yeah.
You respect Buffalo?
Sure.
You respect Pittsburgh?
Yep.
Okay. Do you respect Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Do you? I know that's hard. Do you respect Green Bay?
Yeah.
Do you respect Detroit right now?
Yeah.
Getting there.
Although, I mean, he might be 1 year away.
Do you respect the Rams?
Sure.
Do you respect Seattle?
Absolutely.
Okay, largely every team I just said, like other than Kansas City over the last 7 or 8 years, every team I just said, along with the 49ers too, it's mostly playoffs near miss. That's how your season ends. That's how it ends.
Right. And only one team gets to hold the Lombardi. So, and that's the way that goes. And I think Lucas shared something earlier on our thread about the number of seasons for a coach in their spot before they actually win the Super Bowl. And it's interesting because now Kyle Shanahan is going to be in year 10, and not that many coaches get that long of a chance. I think Bill Cowher, after year 14, finally got the Lombardi in his one spot with Pittsburgh. So not that he's running out of time, but normally these coaches come into a spot, and the ones who win do it pretty quickly.
So this gets sent out a few days ago. This is pre-McDermott firing, okay? And it's going into the weekend. You've got 8 coaches, right? One of them already had, let's see, a couple of them. McVay, Sean Payton had won a Super Bowl before, but this was the stat that you're referring to. Of the 7 remaining coaches without a Super Bowl title with their current team.
Right.
So put Sean Payton back in the bucket. McVay, the only one who has a Super Bowl with his current team. Of the other 7, here's what season they're in. Well, Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel, season 1. Mike McDonald, season 2. DeMeco Ryan and Sean Payton, season 3. Then McDermott and Kyle Shanahan, season 9. And then McDermott didn't last the weekend. So now it's just Shanahan.
That's right.
Heading into season 10.
Yep.
Everybody else is in their first 3 seasons.
And he'll get season 10, and he'll probably get season 11, and maybe even season 12.
Oh, yeah. And I'd sign up for it right now.
Right. And so, it just depends on what they can do to this team to get the team better. And, it's not so much a John Lynch thing. It's Kyle, it's John, it's all of them. You look at the roster, and I know injuries and all the rest of it, but let's pretend that week 1, Bosa is good, and Kittle's good. He won't be. And, Fred Warner's good. They're all good for week 1. You still aren't good enough,
Probably
in my opinion.
Probably, yeah, I agree with you. But again, all of that lives on paper.
Right.
And we learn this lesson every year. We think we know going in, and then stuff happens to teams, and it's different. Detroit and the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs this year. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, not us.
I mean, we did with one of them. But